Yeah, it starts with expectations.
Yeah.
And that really, to me, that's where everything pivots. Because for me, sometimes I realize early in the conversation that their expectation is not meetable.
Yeah.
So I have to spend the next few minutes helping them understand what is achievable
Yeah.
and what can be done. And if they are comfortable with that, then they should move forward. If they're not, they shouldn't do any surgery.
I agree.
And I'll defer those patients or refer them to a place that does maybe non-surgical, like a hair piece or hair system. If they want full coverage, there's a lot that goes with that. Obviously, there's a lot of maintenance and other things that can come with it. But most of the time when I bring that up, patients are like, oh, no, I don't want that. I'd rather have less hair and it be my own than something that's not my own.
Yeah.
But there's that option that we can discuss with them.
Yeah, I think that's huge in determining who's a candidate for a transplant and who's not. You know, a lot of times we kind of relate that back to what their donor looks like or if they've had a procedure before. But in reality, it starts with their expectations. You can not be a candidate for a surgery based on your expectations. Just because, you know, it's a lot of effort, it's life-changing, and it's worth it. But if you don't have realistic expectations, it's, you know, it can be a little challenging. So
It's the hardest thing.
yeah.
As far as getting the expectations, you guys both have touched on that, and you're exactly right. I've had gentlemen come in that are Norwood 5, Norwood 6, and the first thing I do is I start talking to them about surgery. And they're like, whoa there, big guy. I want to keep this little bit of hair I still have left. I don't want it to go anywhere. So, you know, everyone's expectations are different.
Yeah.
You know, just because we think that's what they might need.
Yeah.
So that's really comes back to doing a great consultation, talking to the patient, understanding their expectations,
Yeah.
and then make your recommendations.
Yeah.
So I'd like to piggyback onto that. So I've had several consultations over the years whereby a patient or a consultation would come in and say, well, this guy on the website didn't get a very good result. And we'll put up that guy's picture and I'll pull his file and the consultation will make a derogatory comment about this or that, or it should be this or it should be that. And I'm like, well, the patient just wanted light coverage in the frontal area. That's what we achieved. That was what his goal was. Now, I understand that's not your goal.
Yeah.
So we can design something to help you meet your goal. So if you see something on the website that maybe is not what you want, just keep in mind that was what that patient wanted.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's so funny because I did a consultation probably, 2-3 days ago. And the guy looked at all of our before and afters and he said, that's too much coverage for me. But he wanted a transplant. And I was taken back. I was like, what do you mean? These look great. And, you know, I mean, it's all kinds of different results that I was showing. And, you know, he's just like, it's just too much. I want it to be really, really just not noticeable. Like, I just want it to be super light coverage and I want more hair. I just don't want a lot more hair. And so, you know, just going back to what people expect, I was absolutely shocked. I did not expect that because I kind of laughed. I said, you know, everyone else is on the other side of the boat. They want more hair. And he said, yeah, I get it. It's weird, but that's what I want.
So Michael, you had that scenario at one time. You know, I'll make a joke a lot of times because I try to have fun in the consultations. Yeah. It's such a serious thing for people. And I made a joke to a gentleman one time that, hey, I've never had anyone say I gave them too much hair, right? But you actually had that situation once.
It was an interesting thing. A pharmaceutical sales rep came in and was thinning in the front and wanted to have a little bit more hair added there. And so he's pretty adamant about that. And again, that's an unusual request, right?
Yeah.
But it happens. So we did the transplant. He came in at 6 months for his follow-up. And at 6 months, the hair growth at that point is probably 50 to 60% roughly. Sometimes more, but let's just say 60%. So when he came in, he says, yeah, I hope I don't get any more hair. And I'm like, oh, gosh, we got a problem. You got more coming, brother. Maybe 40% more. But it turned out fine because it grew in so gradually that his coworkers didn't pounce on it. They didn't notice. They noticed he looked better and different, and he was working out at the time, and they just attributed it to the fact that, well, you look great. I've been working out at the gym. He forgot to add the fact that he had transplants done at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, it's a rare conversation for sure.
It's so funny.